everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Both quarterbacks have reliable tight ends they know they'll be able to count on to make plays. It's Pitta's Ravens going up against Fleener's Saints. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. As usual, the streets of the nearby French Quarter are alive as we are in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes Baltimore's offense. The Ravens finishing the year, Charles, at 8-8. Flacco under center. Finished the year with over 4,300 passing yards. He actually topped Vinny Testaverde for the Ravens' single-season franchise record.
For so many people who wondered, can Joe Flacco actually carry a team? Well, I think it's been answered. He can actually do that. But do they want him to do it? Because the way the Ravens play, their style, predicated on having a really strong running game. They didn't quite get there this year. They had a couple of guys who ran okay. They needed better performances there.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Past the 20. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 68 yards. Big run on the opening drive, and they better watch out for this guy or it's going to be a long game.
Back when I played in our scouting reports getting ready for games, we put stars next to the guys that we thought were the key players on the other side. There should have been 3 or 4 stars next to that guy's name.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Steve Smith from 8 yards out. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. For Ingram, he topped the 1,000-yard mark this year for the first time in his 6-year career.
Didn't he just come out of Alabama last year?
That's what it feels like, right?
I mean,
hard
it's
to
amazing.
believe 6 seasons he's had.
Won a Heisman Trophy there, finally over 1,000 yards as a pro, and he increased his number of long runs, becoming a much better ball carrier into the secondary.
They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion. Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. Caught right side. It's Snead. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Ingram again, a first down carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Breeze. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And this last year, right around mid-season, it's kind of when Michael Thomas emerged as Drew Brees' favorite target. And he finished leading all rookies, 92 catches, over 1,100 yards.
And one of the things I remember most about learning about Michael Thomas last season when I did a Saints game was finding out how much winning meant to him. Multiple teammates talked about after a loss, how upset he was, how much he put into practice getting ready for the next week, and how much he was looking at other guys and wondering, do you care as much as I do? And that's a really big deal for a rookie receiver, and he translated it into action the rest of the year.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Elvis Dumerville there on the tackle. On second down, Ingram. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. The play fake to Ingram. Now it's Breeze. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Josh Hill, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. The partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Saints defense, we watch them get set to go. Last drive, touchdown surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger pointing, forget the blame. Go back out and play the defense you know you're capable of and help your team out.
And probably look to the leaders as always.
As always. They're going to be the ones going to grab some people and say, all right, let's do this thing.
They begin here with a run by West. And some room to work. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. And even 50 yards. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On the ground, it's West again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Carry now for Kenneth Dixon. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Fake to Allen. Here's Flacco. And he finds his man, Kamar Akins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Kamar Aiken, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have taken the lead. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away. And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away.
Tight end, his intended target. That'll bring up second down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 8 yards on the completion.
And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
So 2nd and 10 here.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Cameron Jordan in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Flacco, he's going to sling this deep downfield. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation. Instead, tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Thought he needed the deep pass. Couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Now we'll see what his offense can do. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll come out in the pistol. To throw, it's Breeze. Forced out to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there. Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. From the gun, it's Breeze. That's caught at the 1, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kobe Fleener, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
And his kick is good. So that drive, 4 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Second down following the run.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run again here with West. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it with West. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
A break from the ground game here. Flacco looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. On 3rd and short, it's Dixon. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackle was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Here's Sam Cook now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt. They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. Breeze now on first down. He gets it to Thomas. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Ingram again. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Here's Breeze. He finds Coleman, and he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
When we watch Drew Brees practice, the thing that always strikes us is after every throw he makes, he continues to go through his progressions, you know, so he gets that muscle memory. Okay, in a game, if I don't have this throw I just made, I might have this one, I might have that one. It's amazing. One of the reasons he's come out so hot today, he's already seen it happen.
Here's Breeze to throw. That's caught at the 1. A gain of 6 there on first. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Mark Ingram taking it in from a yard out. And the Saints have moved out in front. And it's up and good. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over,
You didn't turn it over. Right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it. Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Here's West. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Craig Robertson in on the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
This is West. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Looking for 2 yards here on 3rd down. Flacco. And that's caught by Smith. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get into.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fairly with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. On second down, here's Breeze. Eluding the pressure right. Catch here, left side, Thomas. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Left side and caught by Flainer. Give him 11 on the gain there, and it'll be first down, Saints. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Breeze now. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Lawrence Guy in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Breeze gives it up to Ingram. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd down.
Could be a blitzer.
To throw, it's Breeze. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And hauled in by Pitta. A gain of 6 there on first. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. And quickly they get to the line. Flacco here on 2nd down. Finding time. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Allen here on the screen. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, We just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered.
And pump the brakes, Larry. Pump the brakes. We are ready for quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Defense looking to hold serve one last time here on 3rd and 7. Now Breeze on 3rd down. It's complete to Flater. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now Breeze. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Lawrence Guy in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. To throw is Breeze. It's complete. Flater, right side. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. In his career, he has a spell of 10 straight seasons, 4,000 yards or more. Only quarterback to do that. We're seeing more of it here in this one.
We better not take it for granted, because what we're watching, it's vintage Drew Brees, but it still is excellent.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Give him 2 yards on that play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
For those vertically challenged quarterbacks, here's a time where they will tell you it's an advantage to be a little bit on the smaller side. Able to duck in behind their offensive line and stick the ball across the imaginary yellow line for a 1st down.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end Josh Hill was the target. And now it's 2nd down. So the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Here's Breeze to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Willie Snead from 21 yards away. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually with rather than just winning with height or even speed, They use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they're throwing that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They come out here in the eye. Now West. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Third down, Flacco needs a decent chunk of yardage. And he finds his man, Kamar Aiken. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
That could not have been timed out any better, and that's exactly what receivers want. The ball in their hands as quick as possible allows them to catch it at full speed and take off and go. And how about the end result there? Big-time run-after-catch yardage. That rack yardage is so valuable for any offense. When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
To pass, Flacco. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Haoli Kikaha coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down in those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done, but they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Now Breeze setting up the receiver. Screen here to Thomas. There again is the running back as he onto the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what they defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score games. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mike Wallace from 3 yards out, and the Ravens draw a bit closer. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points. So they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 3rd down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space. third down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Now Campanaro. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The New Orleans defense, we get set to watch them go. They struggled that last drive. They were kind of hit two ways, both with the run and the pass.
And I love how you brought hit into it, because a lot of defense coordinators like to show a little cut-up film the night before a game. They usually have some boxing in there, and it always shows the guy being the aggressor, the guy on his toes punching, not back on his heels taking punches, and that's where this defense was on the last possession.
They were on their heels. Will they be on their heels again? Let's see. 2nd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
3rd down and 5. Third down, Flacco from the gun. Catch left side here by Aiken. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And they'll go on the ground. Oh, what a move. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Frustrating for a defense.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. Flacco to throw here on 3rd down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. All the yards, completions, just another play that's a feather in the cap of the great career of Drew Brees.
And wasn't he supposed to be too small to be an effective quarterback in the NFL?
And how'd that work out?
Yeah, well, his footwork, I think, really sets him apart. Remember, he was a junior tennis champion. Beat Andy Roddick, the future U.S. Open champion, back when they were in the juniors. I think that footwork really helps him be the great quarterback he is now.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the longtime Charger, Eric Weddle. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. And now here come the Ravens. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Now a toss. This is West. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Now Flacco. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the 4th quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that because normally we talk about adjustments and drastic changes in a game plan in order to shut someone down. But in this case, maybe they're just sticking with what they worked on all week and they're just making better plays. And so far, they've got to like what they've been doing in the second half.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Give him 7 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Breeze now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And that is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
He's got time, and he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on 2nd down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so. But ordinarily, 2nd down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Haoli Kikaha in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so this one's now back within a field goal. And if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held it. 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down.
So much of his game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clear. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Terrence West, an 18-yard touchdown run. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. Another pistol look here. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal things don't apply. All right, used to say, okay, there's a tight end going out. We're either going to put a big linebacker on him or maybe a safety and call it a day. Now, because of the strength of that position and the sheer number of catches that they make as well as their dexterity, sometimes you have to put a cornerback on him because he might be the primary guy going out for a pass. It changes what they do defensively, and it's usually not good for the defense.
Caught by Snead over the middle. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
Oh, well. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Kobe Fleener, a beast almost in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. And how about that, giving us our fifth lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it, and right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6.
We might see a 6th. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about, not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. That's what they need. Right now, get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw, and hauled in by Pitta. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now they're in the hurry-up. Back to throw. To the right side to Aiken. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. He'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. He's back to throw. The open man is Smith. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Steve Smith, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part one is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. A gain of 6 there on first. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. And brought in here by Flainer. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Back to throw, Breeze. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
To throw is Breeze. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
Show me what you like. Hey, y'all put money, I can match it for ya. I'm in this all white fit, looking like a brick and all them zippers on a jacket on ya. He got a thing for a Latin. He wanna hear a little Spanish in it. I told him it ain't practice it. I'm about to fill you up with Spanish. Walk up with the click and I ain't looking like the side in this. I'm the opposite cause I'm the main event and boxing in it. As the time been ticking, I've been out here playing my position. I'm about to get it now. Ain't no one about to block the hit. Cause someday, I'm gonna love someone to tell me I'm someone doing alright, doing alright. Somewhere, somebody that someone, somebody that one day will be the love of my life, but not tonight though. Hey, I'm only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's disappealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you